This is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
Her name is Claudia Gary, and she is the president and CEO of Baker Ripley, formerly known as Neighborhood Centers Incorporated. Baker Ripley's been working to help communities in need for more than 112 years. It never has been more relevant than right now. Claudia, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. It's normally a busy time, but I guess it's multiplied times 10 right now.
Yes, it has, Cambrell. Thank you so much for having me. It's really important for these moments to get, if there's ever a time we need you guys or media partners to get this information out, it is now. So thanks for having me.
So for those people who may not be familiar, what is the Cliff Notes version of what Baker Ripley's mission is? Because some people may not be aware.
Yeah, so real quick, I explain Baker Ripley in this way. Think about your family, your neighbor, your friend who helped you when you were down, who opened a door for you, who really helped and said, can I do for you? That's Baker Ripley. We provide resources, education, and connection in the way that the neighbor, our clients, our folks, our neighborhoods want us to. So it's a holistic array of services. Can't even begin to explain the array of it, but it really is, how do we lift people up so that they can be self-sufficient in what they're trying to accomplish for their lives.
You took over in 2017. Angela Blanchard had been there for a quarter of a century. That was a big transition. Talk about what it was like for you, a Mexican immigrant you've achieved at every level, but you came in here. This was a big transition. How was that transition? What were your expectations that you put on yourself and the organization?
Great question. So I've been in this region for 27 years. I started out as a teacher and worked my way up in education, government, and in nonprofit organizations. And when I took on as CEO in 2018, it actually was this wonderful moment for me because I know what it means to struggle. I know what it means to not be welcome in a room. I know what it means where the boots that I have aren't right where I need them to be. So taking on as CEO of the largest humanitarian organization gave me the opportunity to lead in a way that was very personal to me. This is a very personal journey, and I get the privilege of leading the organization that serves 600,000 people to get to where they want to be. My parents did come from Mexico, and it was a tough moment, right, with language, culture, everything. And so it is exactly the story of every neighbor that we serve. Whether you cross the river, the ocean, or the railroad track, the story is the same, and we all want the American dream. I got it, and I'm trying to help others get it.
And so now with COVID-19 pandemic, you've got the mission that continues. Talk about how you've pivoted and what are the new challenges in terms of still addressing some of those needs, because you still have some of those same needs, education, voting, census, those are still there, but you've had to pivot and deal with the pandemic as well.
No, that's right. And we, like many nonprofits that are in this region, let me just say that the nonprofits are really the safety net for so many people. And one of the challenges that we had as a nonprofit organization was, are we considered essential? We are the safety net, but we're not quite yet considered essential, right? And so when we pivoted, it seemed at the beginning we were struggling to say, what is our space here? Especially for those who were not doing services that COVID led us to need to do. And so the pivoting really was, we have to do voting. We have to do tax centers. We have to do community engagement classes. We have to feed seniors. We have to run our dementia center. How are we going to do that with our centers closed? So part of the agency pivoted and figured out how to do this virtually. And the other half of the agency had to say, while we still have that job, our number one concern right now is getting people fed, getting people rental assistance, getting people direct assistance, getting people in a place where we don't create more distress on the lives of our neighbors. So it's been a difficult journey with the pivoting, but it is one that as you know, 112 years, we've been part of every disaster in this region. It just hasn't quite been to this magnitude.
We talk about partnerships, and partnerships really are some of our lifeblood. I say our because, I'm involved in nonprofits as well. But when you talk about those, your partnership with the United Way, for example, Harris County, City of Houston, talk about how you've been able to incorporate that, because they've relied on you. Those organizations have relied on you to help the community with the rent assistance and some of those other kind of things. Talk about how that partnership works.
Right. So, the partnership with the city, with our government entities, and even our private partnerships really has been a work in progress, right? This is the time where we have to test where are the current partnerships and what are they doing? Because the work only became exacerbated when COVID happened. But the partnerships were in the making, right? We've had years and years in the making of these partnerships. And so when this happened, it was saying who can do what at its best. And I think that's what's critical for partnerships, is for people to come together and say, who has the assets to do what, who has the resources to do what, and then let's split it up, let's parse. This is no time for anybody to say we can do this alone. And they know, the city, the county, United Way, all of our partners, they know that our mentality, our philosophy towards partnerships is saying our expertise is the voice of the community. We've been in the community for 112 years, and our philosophy is let's listen to what they're needing, right? And so the partnership has to come in and say, here's what the community's saying, here are the resources, let's connect them. And we were able to really step up and do that for them.
So in about 30 seconds I have left in this part, for people who want to be in a position to help Baker Ripley with your mission, what would you suggest they do?
Go online. We need volunteers. We need dollars. We need help. We need people. BakerRipley.org. Please go on.
Very well said. We've got much more to talk about with Claudia. We'll do that in Newsmakers Extra. So please go to the Newsmakers page on click2houston.com to pick up our conversation. Thank you, Claudia, for sticking with me for that.